The orgasm itself is a powerful nervous discharge, accompanied by muscle spasms and an increase in the level of serotonin and oxytocin, which are responsible for the emergence of feelings of closeness and affection. December 21, the day of the winter solstice, is celebrated as World Orgasm Day. It would seem that humanity has devoted the whole day to involuntary muscle contractions. Simply put, this is what orgasm is. However, if you look deeper, orgasm causes a complex process in the human body, a process that scientists are only trying to unravel and study to the end. A nice process. After all, little is actually known about orgasm, and what is known is a relatively recent discovery. For example, back in the 70s of the last century, the scientific community held the opinion that it is quite normal for women not to have an orgasm. Today, scientific views have progressed significantly and the female orgasm has finally been recognized. In addition, there are many facts about orgasm that scientists are only trying to explain. For example, why orgasm can cause sneezing, and the very phenomenon of orgasm causes disputes and discussions. Some compare it with painful shock, epileptic attack, and other painful conditions. But the American scientist Adam Safran from the Northwestern University believes that it is more like a trance. What does a person really experience when he orgasms? Let's figure it out. What is an orgasm? Orgasm is defined differently. Different criteria are used. Doctors, the physiological changes in the human body, psychologists, and specialists in the field of mental health or emotional and cognitive changes. Therefore, there is no single definition of orgasm that everyone would agree on today. But speaking factually, orgasm is the peak of sexual pleasure, which is accompanied by involuntary contractions of the pelvic floor muscles. These contractions are caused by the stimulation of intimate areas, which are well equipped with nerve endings, and mainly the head of the penis in men and the clitoris in women. Three nerves are primarily responsible for the sensation of sex: iliac ejaculation nerve, iliac inguinal, which is responsible for the cervix in women and the rectum in women and men, and the femorogenital nerve. The signals sent by these nerves are sent to the brain, where dopamine, a hormone that is responsible for the feeling of pleasure and at the same time plays a role in the formation of addictions, including sexual and drug addictions, begins to be produced in response. What is the difference between female and male orgasms? The female orgasm is less well studied than the male orgasm. In addition, it is more mysterious. All the knowledge about it absolutely does not guarantee that it will necessarily happen, even with appropriate stimulation. The result is influenced by the level of psychological comfort, concentration, fatigue, alcohol, smells, sounds, the phase of the menstrual cycle, and much more. Yes, not all women get an orgasm from penetration itself and need clitoral stimulation. And in young girls, the lack of orgasm can be explained by physiological immaturity. Girls do not get the expected sensations of the receptor. Apparatus is not yet ready for the beginning of sexual relations. And when expectations are not realized, other problems begin at the neurophysiological level. This threatens reluctance to engage in sex in the future, says gynecologist Natalia Bave, head of the youth-friendly clinic department in the Durnitsky district in Kyiv. At the same time, the female orgasm is considered to be more intense and long-lasting. During orgasm, the intimate muscles contract approximately every 0.8 seconds, while in women for 5-12 seconds, and in men for 3 or 4 seconds. However, there is no particular difference in sensations. In 2009, scientists from the University of Groningen using brain scans came to the conclusion that brain activity during orgasm in men and women is almost identical. Facts about orgasm. It's quite unexpected, but there is something called post-orgasmic malaise syndrome, an extremely rare condition in which men experience flu-like symptoms such as fever, fatigue, and nasal congestion after orgasm. Little is known about this syndrome, but according to the Genetic and Rare Diseases Information Center, it can be caused by an allergy to sperm in particular. According to statistics collected in the last century by Dr. Alfred Kinsey, founder of the Institute for the Study of Sex, Gender, and Reproduction at the Indiana University in Bloomington, healthy men reach orgasm every time or almost every time from the age of 20, and women only from the age of 35 are able to experience an orgasm as best as possible in 90 of sexual cases. It's hard to believe, but there is a study in which scientists observed women who claim to be able to orgasm from thoughts, that is, without physical stimulation. We said that the female orgasm is a mysterious thing. At the same time, women are more prone to anorgasmia than men, which is the inability to have an orgasm. In most cases, anorgasmia is caused by ignorance of one's body. Yes, answer.